Mr. Manar, thank you very much. Do you believe the US president is deliberately lying about South Africa?
We don't know where he gets this information from and who informs him. What we just see as farmers in South Africa is we don't see a confiscation of land. We don't see large-scale land grabs in South Africa. What we see is at this stage still very reasonable, as is any country in the world. So we don't see what he's talking about, and that's why we thought we should just, from our side, set the facts straight.
Yeah. Does the wording matter? What is the difference between confiscation and expropriation? Because no doubt we have expropriated land, there was a law around that, but always with fair compensation.
Yeah, I think within our constitution, it states very clearly we should have a fair compensation for land, fair equitable compensation for land. So that's still where we are, and that's also the preamble of the new act, quotes that from the current constitution. So as far as we are concerned, we still have the Constitution of South Africa, which we can rely on. We can take it to court. We can take this new act to the Constitutional Court as well, and they can say whether it's still within the Constitution or not.
You know, guys, this bill that was signed by the president of this country, the Land Expropriation Bill, which is now the Land Expropriation Act, it has caused a mayhem in the country. It has caused a mayhem in the country. And I'm just wondering how the people from outside, how are they reading the situation that is basically happening in the country? Because can you just imagine if you are someone who's from outside of this country, listening in to what is happening in this country, you are dealing with two stories. You are dealing with people on one side saying that the president of the US, Donald Trump, is being ill-advised by Elon Musk about what is happening in this country, because there are no land grabs that are basically taking place in this country right now. You can hear even the CEO of Agriculture South Africa says that he doesn't know where Donald Trump basically gets his information. So Elon Musk is someone who has been pointed. Elon Musk is someone who has been accused to say that you have been ill-advising Donald Trump about the situations that is basically happening in the country. And on the other hand, you have AfriForum and other organizations that are saying, no, the president of this country actually signed this law because they want to go ahead to confiscate our land. So we are not going to wait for these people to go full steam with expropriating the land. We are going to raise the alarms before these people actually go full steam with expropriating the land. So the president of the US comes out to say that no, in South Africa they are confiscating the land. They are confiscating the land, and people are saying, whoa. There is no such thing as confiscating the land in this country. There is a Land Expropriation Act that is going to ensure that land is being distributed, or the land is being expropriated, and with an adequate pay. So I'm just wondering how the people from outside are basically feeling about, or how they are reading the situation that is happening in the country. Because when it comes to me personally and whatever that is happening in the country, I think that the people are focusing on the wrong issue. I think even the South African politicians, for trying to teach the Americans about the Land Expropriation Act, I honestly believe that these people are actually focusing on the wrong issue. And I think there's an issue that people are not paying attention to, and which is why the United States of America basically has an edge to punish South Africa. I think there's a reason why Donald Trump and his administration basically want to punish South Africa. And this issue of land expropriation, it is just an excuse for them to basically punish South Africa. There's a very important issue that I think it is the reason why the United States of America basically want to punish South Africa. But we will get to that. You remember, this whole mayhem started when Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, said that South Africa is confiscating the land and treating certain classes of people very badly. It is a bad situation that the radical left media does not want to so much as mention. A massive human rights violation at a minimum is happening for all to see. The United States won't stand for it. We will act. Also, I will be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until full investigation of this situation has been completed. So you can see that on the statement, Donald Trump has actually made a conclusion that South Africa is confiscating the land. But on the other hand, he says that I will be cutting all funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed. So by first line, he has already made up his mind that in this country we are confiscating the land. So whether whatever that this investigation will result in, I don't think that is going to change his mind about South Africa is confiscating the land. And the president of the country basically responded, Cyril Ramaphosa basically responded to the president of the United States to say that South Africa is a constitutional democracy that is deeply rooted in the rule of law, justice and equality. South African government has not confiscated any land. The recently adopted Expropriation Act is not a confiscation instrument, but a constitutionally mandated legal process that ensures public access to land in equitable and just manner as guided by the Constitution. South Africa, like the United States of America and other countries, has always had expropriation laws that balance the need for public usage land and protection of right of property owners. We look forward to engaging with the Trump administration over our land reform policy and the issue of bilateral interest. We are certain that out of those engagements, we will see a better and common understanding over these matters. The United States remain a key strategic political and trade partner for South Africa, with the exception of PEPFAR aid, which constitutes 17% of South Africa's HIV and AIDS program. There is no funding that is received by South Africa from the United States of America. So basically, Ramaphosa said that, nah, man, don't tell us about the aid, don't tell us about the funding. So you are not giving us anything. The only thing that we are getting from you is PEPFAR. This is the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. And just when people thought that Cyril Ramaphosa was done, no, Cyril Ramaphosa was not done in any way, shape, or form with actually responding to the president of the United States, Donald Trump. You remember that recently the president just gave the State of the Nation address, and when he started at its State of the Nation address, he basically addressed this issue of Donald Trump and the United States of America trying to bully South Africa, to say that we are not going to be bullied by anybody else. He did not mention Donald Trump, but people actually knew what Donald Trump was speaking about. I'm sure even them in the United States, they knew exactly what he was talking about when he said this.
Geopolitical tensions and violent conflicts. In the face of these challenges, we are witnessing the rise of nationalism, protectionism, the pursuit of narrow interests, and the decline of common cause. This is the world that we, as South Africa, a developing economy, must now navigate. But we are not daunted to navigate our path through this world that constantly changes. We will not be deterred. We are, as South Africans, a resilient people, and we will not be bullied. We will stand together as a united nation.
So basically, this is what Ramaphosa said, and he was sending the message to the Trump administration to say that South Africa will not be bullied. We are not going to be bullied by your utterances there in the United States of America. So today, when we woke up with the news that the United States and the president of the United States, Donald Trump, has basically signed an executive order against South Africa. Donald Trump has basically signed an executive order against South Africa, and we're going to go through this article so that we can understand what is it exactly that is contained in this executive order that the Trump administration has basically signed against South Africa. And this is where I think I'm going to show you why. Me personally, you guys can disagree with me. It is fine. We can disagree. It is fine. So the article says that Trump signs order freezing aid to South Africa over a land law. It continues to say that the United States President Donald Trump has signed an executive order freezing financial aid to South Africa after threatening to do so earlier this week. Trump said he was bringing in the order because of South Africa's new land law, which he says is violating people's rights, and also because of its international court case accusing Israel of genocide. Guys, you know, this whole Land Expropriation Act, I don't think it actually pisses off the Trump administration than the fact that the South African government basically took Israel to international to ICC over accusing Israel of basically committing genocide in Gaza. So I think South Africa basically taking Israel to international court is the reason why the United States of America is basically angry at the African National Congress. That is just my opinion. I don't think the way the United States has basically been acting towards South Africa, it has much to do with the Land Expropriation Act. I don't think so. Because when you look at someone like Donald Trump, when you look at someone like Elon Musk, these people have a bunch of researchers around them. And these people can tell them that, guys, yeah, of course, we're going to go out and say that there are land confiscation in South Africa, but there are no land confiscations that are taking place in South Africa. So I don't think these people are angry at the fact that Cyril Ramaphosa has signed the land expropriation law. I think what actually makes the United States of America very angry, it is the fact that Ramaphosa and his administration, they took Israel to the ICC, accusing them of basically committing genocide in Gaza. I could be wrong, but I think this is one issue that I believe that many people are actually not paying attention to. And I think this is where the smoking gun is. I look at the Land Expropriation Law, I look at the Land Expropriation Act, and you look at everything that has been said all over social media. You look at what the politicians have said, the politicians in the United States, the politicians in South Africa. But I don't think this is what they are fighting about. I think what actually makes them angry, it is this fact. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, it's fine. But this is why, according to me, this is why I think the Trump administration is basically angry at the South African government over. I think they are mad at them over this thing. Because nobody could actually think that a country like South Africa would actually take such a bold step to take Israel to the international court and actually basically accuse them of committing a genocide. Of course, other governments were actually speaking. There were just statements that were thrown out about what was happening in Gaza, but nobody actually took a bold step to say that, guys, we are actually going to act against what is happening in Gaza. And the South African government actually acted on what actually happened in Gaza. And I think this is why the Trump administration has an edge to basically punish South Africa. I think this is why. I don't think it has anything to do, man, with the Land Expropriation Act. I hear people are debating about that. I hear all the points that people are making. But I honestly don't think it is about the Land Expropriation Act. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, you know that South Africa is gonna hold the G20 summit, and the Secretary of State of the US, Marco Rubio, has also came out on social media to say that he will not be attending because South Africa is doing bad things. He will not be attending because South Africa is doing bad things. But this one over here, guys, I'm convinced. I'm convinced because if the US was only mad at South Africa because of the land expropriation law, I don't think they would have found a way to actually squeeze in this issue of the Ramaphosa administration basically taking Israel to the international court. But guys, this is just my opinion. It's fine. You can come and say that, no, Thomas, you are talking nonsense. I think that this land expropriation law, it is actually valid enough for the United States to be angry at South Africa. So it continues to say that it escalates a dispute between the two countries nearly a week after Trump threatened to cut funding without citing evidence that South Africa is confiscating the law and certain class of people were treated very badly. So even this article of BBC, it says that Trump is saying all of these things without actually citing any evidence that South Africa is confiscating the law. So it seems like even the BBC is like, no, Donald Trump, bring us the evidence that these people are confiscating the land. Of course, you're going to say the people are confiscating the land, but bring us some sort of evidence to show us that these people are confiscating the law. It says that Trump's close advisor Elon Musk, who was born in South Africa, also joined in the criticism, asking on X why Ramaphosa had openly racist ownership laws. I remember this tweet of Elon Musk to President of Ramaphosa after that Ramaphosa's post to say that now we are the country that is governed by the rule of law, our constitution. This is not a confiscating instrument. This law is going to ensure that we're going to get the land and we're going to pay for this land, not this narrative that is being peddled outside that we're going to expropriate the land without compensation. Elon Musk came out to say that, why do you have openly racist ownership laws? President Cyril Ramaphosa has not yet commented, but previously defended South Africa's land policy after Trump threat on Sunday. He said the government had not confiscated any land and the policy was aimed at ensuring equitable public access to land. President Ramaphosa's law was signed last month and allows land seizures without compensation in certain circumstances. Land ownership has long been a contentious issue in South Africa, with most private farmland owned by white people 30 years after the end of a racist system of apartheid. There have been continuous calls for the government to address the land reforms and deal with the past injustices of racial segregation. South Africa's new law allows for expropriation without compensation only in circumstances where it is just and equitable and in the public interest to do so. This includes if the property is not being used and there is no intention to either develop or make money from it, or when it poses a risk to people. The order said in the US, the order said the US cannot support the South African government commission of rights violation in this country. And as long as it continues these unjust and immoral practices, then the United States of America will not provide any aid or assistance. The White House said Washington will also formulate a plan to resettle South African farmers and their families as refugees. You see this one? The White House said Washington will also formulate a plan to resettle South African farmers and their families as refugees. This is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. I don't know what Donald Trump is basically thinking, but there is no way that the farmers are going to leave this country. There is no way that the Afrikaners are going to leave this country and to go to the United States of America to be the refugees. There is no way that is going to happen. There's no way that is going to happen. And of course, you know, on social media, people are excited, especially after the White House has basically said this. They're saying, no, you guys leave, you guys leave. If you think that South Africa is so racist, you guys leave. But I can tell Donald Trump and the United States of America administration for free that there is no way that these people are going to leave. These people love this country. The fact that they are the farm owners, they are the farm owners. These people are producing food. What actually makes these people think that these people can leave South Africa to go to the US only for them to be the refugees? It is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. And I would not advise any farmers to leave this country to be in the US as the refugees. I would not even advise for that. I am totally against the ideas of the farmers of this country leaving this country to go and live in the US. I am totally against that idea. What the hell is that, man? You remember what happened with Zimbabwe when they chased the farmers? We don't want to go there. It said U.S. officials will take steps to prioritize humanitarian relief, including admission and resettlement through the United States Refugee Admission Program for Afrikaners in South Africa who are mostly white, descendant of early Dutch and French settlers. This thing will never happen. That will never happen. I've seen a couple of Afrikaners there on social media to say that, no, I am not leaving, man. There is no way that I'm going to leave South Africa. I love South Africa. My ancestors were born here. My parents were born here. I am not going to leave South Africa. If anything, we are going to fight for this country to actually become okay. The executive order also references South Africa's role in bringing accusations of genocide against Israel before the International Court of Justice. Till now, can someone please convince me? Because I do not believe that the land expropriation law is the reason why these people are so angry. I believe this is the reason why they are angry. The executive order also references South Africa's role in bringing accusations of genocide against Israel before the International Court of Justice. You know that Israel and the US are like this. Israel and the US are like this. And if you're going to come out and start accusing Israel, then there is no way that the United States is going to step aside and say nothing. They are going to defend Israel. They are going to defend Israel. And I think they are still mad with the fact that the South African government has basically taken the Israel to the International Court of Justice. And right now, as we speak, the ICC has issued the warrant of arrest for the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. I think even that one makes them even more furious, because a couple of days ago, even Donald Trump, he actually sanctioned the ICC. He sanctioned the ICC. And I think this is how mad he is with this whole notion of Benjamin Netanyahu being wanted by the ICC. The order said, in addition, South Africa has taken aggressive positions towards the United States and its allies, including accusing Israel, not Hamas, of genocide in the ICJ and reinvigorating its relations with Iran to develop commercial, military, and nuclear arrangements. The order said, in addition, South Africa has taken aggressive positions towards the United States and its allies, including accusing Israel, not Hamas, of genocide in the ICJ and reinvigorating its relations with Iran to help develop commercial, military, and nuclear arrangements. So it is pretty evident that Donald Trump is pissed off with Ramaphosa. I mean, like, at this point, it's pretty evident that Donald Trump is totally pissed off with President
I hate
Ramaphosa.
this. Karl Marx thinking and.
So the president of Patriotic Alliance, Gayton McKenzie, has also came out, because there are a lot of people on social media that are, for some reason, pretending like South Africa can take on the United States of America. And this is what Gayton McKenzie is actually warning these people off, to say that, guys, I understand that you are passionate about this country. I understand that you are fighting for the sovereignty of this country. But please do not try to take on the US, because if the US goes full steam with whatever that they want to go full steam with, you guys are going to regret it. I know you guys are listening to the Karl Marxes of this world. You guys are listening to the ideas of the EFFs and the Karl Marxes and how powerful we are. But we are not as powerful as we think. And to say that Gayton McKenzie has been criticized on social media is an understatement. The communists are coming at him at full speed to say that Gayton McKenzie is a sellout. They say Gayton McKenzie.
And share your thoughts in the comments.
So they say Gayton McKenzie is a sellout by basically saying that, guys, let's not try to take on the United States of America. Cooler heads must actually prevail. This whole notion of we don't care about America, the America does nothing for us, it is basically false, because there are a lot of American companies in these countries that have employed a lot of people in this country. So this notion of yours to say that we don't care about America, it is nonsense. So Gayton McKenzie on social media has actually been accused and of being a sellout, because you know how these people are. If you dare to say anything that they don't want, then you are a sellout. They are the revolutionaries, and the likes of Gayton McKenzie, they are basically the sellouts for basically telling the truth that, guys, this fight that you are trying, you are so eager of, it is not worth it. It is not worth it for you guys to try to go on to war with the United States of America. These ideas of yours, these Karl Marxist ideas of yours, are not going to help you. Just look at Zimbabwe and what happened in Zimbabwe. So if you think the same cannot happen to South Africa, then think again. You are dealing with a superpower here. You are not dealing with Rwanda. You are not dealing with these countries. You are dealing with a superpower that is also giving China a headache. This China that you love so much, the United States is giving them a headache. And for some reason, you guys think that you can take on China's competitors. So Gayton McKenzie is saying that, guys, cooler heads must prevail. This back and forth between the United States and America is totally not worth it. And the internet is saying he's a sellout.
I have a massive problem is when leaders are saying to hell with Donald Trump. They don't care. Donald Trump can go to hell, they say. Now that's a problem if you say that. And I'll tell you why it's the problem. There's something called PEPFAR. PEPFAR pays for a huge amount of HIV/AIDS treatment, HIV/AIDS patients, HIV/AIDS medical personnel that works with HIV positive, listen to me, HIV/AIDS, HIV positive cases. So if you are HIV positive and you get ARVs, you benefit from PEPFAR. If the doctor's treating you, benefit from PEPFAR. The nurse is treating you, benefit from PEPFAR. Now you can't just say to hell with America. People are going to die. People are going to lose their jobs. I'm talking about 20,000 people, minimum. So you can't just say to hell. No, that's not how it works. If we don't want Donald Trump to have an opinion, we shouldn't ask them for money. We are a rich country. We have no business asking for donations. We have no business other people paying for our medical expenses, because we are a very wealthy country. So I just want to say to you that it is wrong for people to say to hell with America. America is helping South Africa. Whether you like it or not, you must be humble. We must be humble. We're the ones asking for aid. We're the ones that want to have trade relations. You don't want a trade war with America. Like, I'm not happy with Donald Trump's accusation, but I'm smart enough to understand China itself always try for peace with America. Why some people now saying America can go to hell? Do you know if America goes to hell, how many people are going to lose their jobs in this country? Oh, Gayton is scared of America. Gayton wants us to... No, I think about people's jobs. Let me tell you, parliamentarians are telling you, yeah, Trump must go to hell. They get free medical care. Let me tell you, in Parliament, there's free medical care for parliamentarians. They mustn't lie to you. I don't take it. They say, no, we are forced to take it. The EFF says, no, we are forced to take the medical. They're lying. Why am I not forced? I pay for my own medical aid. So I want to tell you straight, you can't come here and be arrogant if you don't have money to plug that gap. We must be humble. This is an opportunity for us to extract our minerals, to extract our gas. Don't just go with the flow here. You're excited. So I'm saying to you, as a member of the PA, trust me when I say to you, we don't want that. You don't want a trade war with America. Don't listen to these politicians that say to hell with that. They have free medical aid, let me tell you. Now they tell you, when people are going to die as a leader, You don't put what you feel. You put what is right for your people. I lead people. Now I need to think about the people that I lead. Some of them needs this treatment. They need these jobs. So I can't be arrogant like, to hell with Donald Trump. Mashaba says, yes, I'm selling my soul. What soul am I selling? When I say, let us explain to Donald Trump and the US, let us work, because they start with PEPFAR. There's also AGUA. AGUA will destroy the Eastern Cape. It will destroy provinces. If they are to cancel AGUA, we're in trouble. There's also American companies here. America is the biggest or second biggest trading partner of South Africa. We have a problem of joblessness. The ANC plays with fire. This thing, you know, I hate this. Karl Marx thinking, and I'm a revolutionary. What revolutionary? People need jobs. They don't need your... People don't need... You know, it was Amilcar Cabral that says, claim no easy victories. Tell no lies, claim no easy victories. People don't follow you for the things in your head. People are following us so that they can improve their lives and they can improve their material conditions. So I'm saying to you, I have no time for places like, for thinking like, now to hell with this. People don't have jobs. Maybe this is a chance. We can't even mine our gas in this country, like we are not in charge of our gas. Then you have been taken to court. Nonsense, only nonsense that. Let us mine our gold. Let us mine that. Yo, I can't wait. You know, this country, we must really, really understand. Poor people don't have jobs already. Now you want to say to the second biggest trading partner to hell, and you are arrogant, you are all that. Open your wallet and replace that money of PEPFAR. So where Gayton McKenzie standing here, come in my heart. You can hate me, you can call me an ass leaker, you can call me this. I am telling you today, I don't want war, a trade war with the USA. Because I don't want people to lose their jobs. People are going to lose their jobs. America is probably the second biggest trading partner after China, I think, or the biggest. Let's not act stupid and brave here. Let's not act stupid and brave. Look at what happened in Zimbabwe. I was there when they took people's land. I was there in Zimbabwe when I saw them taking people's land. Today Zimbabwe is calling the white people back to pay them for the land they've taken from some of them. I'm not saying you shouldn't share the land for other races too. Khoisan needs land, black people also need land. But pay for the land. Let the state pay market value for the land. That's what I'm saying, for the land. So I hope, you know, you guys that goes on, America does. Do you know Donald Trump? He will tell American companies to close up shop here. Yeah. You are playing. Yeah. You are playing.
So that is Gayton McKenzie, the one that has been attacked on social media right now. But me personally, I believe that he is making sense. He's making sense. If South Africans are going to follow the same comrades that have been destroying this country to try to act brave, when the consequences come, they will have nobody else to blame but for themselves. The ANC guys there, they are rich. They are rich. So even if the US does something to South Africa, chances are most of these ANC comrades, they will be okay, just like the ZANU-PF comrades. The ZANU-PF comrades are okay. The ZANU-PF comrades are okay, but the people of Zimbabwe are still struggling. So Gayton McKenzie is actually warning the people that, guys, do not try to listen to these politicians. These politicians are going to push you over the cliff and you are not going to survive. These people are multimillionaires. they are going to take their families out of this country. They are going to live in other countries and leave you with the mess that they have made. Guys, I don't know. Am I wrong for saying that that issue of Israel is the one that actually made America more angry, or this issue of land expropriation bill is the one that actually made America angry? Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye bye.